ஓகே கைஸ், மிஸ் மிஸ்டி ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் இதோட எண்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். நெக்ஸ்ட் நம்ம டீடெச்சோட அவங்க மீட்டிங் இருக்கு. நெக்ஸ்ட் 2 hours அவங்க தான் பண்ண போறாங்க. ஸோ அதை நம்ம பார்க்கலாம். அதுக்கு முன்னாடி டிஜே ப்ரோ சாங் போட்டுருங்க, அதுக்கப்புறம் அவங்க எடுத்துப்பாங்க. டிஜே ப்ரோ ப்ளே ஒன் சாங்.
சக்தி யாரு டிஜே?
சிவா சார், டிஜே சிவா.
ஓகே, எதுனா ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு நேஷனல் சாங் எதுனா போடுமா? ஓகேவா, யாரா ஜாயின் பண்ற வரைக்கும்.
ஓகே சார்.
ஈவன் நேஷனல் ஆந்தம் கூட நீங்க ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணி வச்சுக்கலாம்.
Oh, you can speak. Hi, Tanigai.
Yeah, sir. I can speak, sir.
Oh, you can hear. Okay, good.
Yeah,
good to see you.
Yes, sir. I already spoke to Kishore. Already joined 5 minutes back, so I was talking to Kishore also.
Oh, hi, Kishore. Good evening.
Is there listening?
Okay.
Hi, Mani sir. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you? Good to see you and welcome.
Good. Wonderful to be here.
Yes, just give us a
Ashwant
couple
was
of
mentioning
minutes.
that you were going to be in Bangalore last week.
No,
Couldn't meet
all
you
of
there.
us were. All of us were in Bangalore, and I think they also met Sai.
Nice.
So then I said, you are not around. Maybe when you are back, we'll catch up. So anytime you are free,
Definitely, sir.
I'd love to meet you.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah. So it's going to be a new experience for you now, seeing all our people on the virtual in one go. So let's hope.
Yeah, definitely excited and looking forward to it.
Good evening, Manik sir.
Good hi, Sarun.
Good evening, sir. And good evening to our guest as well. And good evening, Veena and Taniga and everyone.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So we are not using Zoom this time, is it, Taniga?
No, sir. We are hosting it on DC Live. So this is how we can reflect it on our website, sir.
Okay, but if a lot of people come, what will happen to this? Because Zoom, you have at least some paid license and this and that, right?
Correct, sir. But DC Live, many more people can hear it live. So we have limited participants who can talk. But listeners will be hearing it live on DC Live, sir.
Okay. But if I want to join?
Join through this RJ link, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And there's no limit on this?
Yes, sir. As of now, we have not faced any limitation so far.
Okay, so I wish people come and crash your program today. That's it. What happens.
It's always good to start on these kind of notes, especially those who are front-ending. No, they have all the butterflies flies off.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, I can see some names. Hi, Udaya, Srinidhi.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Hi, everyone.
So, Udaya, what? It's -4 there?
Now, sir, it's around 10 degree now, and also it's raining there.
It's raining for us also. See, I think something we have common with Europe.
Yeah, it's raining since yesterday night onwards.
Okay.
Saravanan, I think we have our guest, Mr. Arasu also. Yeah.
Okay.
Professor Arasu also. Yeah.
Okay, so we will begin. Brilliant. Good evening and warm welcome to everyone to the launch of DTouch Q3 FY22. Well, it's another great evening like the ones in past when we celebrate learning. There's a famous saying which says learning never exhausts the mind, and it's so true in Desi Crew. And learning is one very important facet in Desi Crew where everyone gets an opportunity to pick and choose their favorite course to learn each quarter. And this time we have DTouch in a brand new avatar with some new courses. So let me also tell you this, for the first time, this event is also live on DC Live Radio, a platform where with just a click of an URL, you can join the live radio. So let's start this event. First thing first, we will have a traditional auspicious prayer. So may I please call upon Rashmi and Rakshita to do the honors, please.
Rakshita, you are there? Hanmuraj, the video, please.
Rashmi, go ahead and sing if you can, please.
ಕಣ್ಮನ ತಣಿಸುವ ಚಿನ್ಮಯ ಮೂರ್ತಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಪ್ರಣಾಮಗಳು. ಕಣ್ಮನ ತಣಿಸುವ ಚಿನ್ಮಯ ಮೂರ್ತಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಪ್ರಣಾಮಗಳು. ಸರ್ವ ವಿಘ್ನವ ಕಳೆದು ಶುಭವನ್ನು ನೀಡುವ ವಿಘ್ನ ವಿನಾಶನಿಗೆ ಗಜಾನನ. ಕಣ್ಮನ ತಣಿಸುವ ಚಿನ್ಮಯ ಮೂರ್ತಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಪ್ರಣಾಮಗಳು. ಬೆಳಗಿಸು ಜ್ಞಾನದ ದೀವಿಗೆಯನ್ನು ತೊಲಗಿಸು ಅಜ್ಞಾನವ. ಬೆಳಗಿಸು ಜ್ಞಾನದ ದೀವಿಗೆಯನ್ನು ತೊಲಗಿಸು ಅಜ್ಞಾನವ. ವಿದ್ಯೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯ ನೀಡಿ ಸತ್ಯನಿಷ್ಠೆಯ ತೋರಿಯ. ವಿದ್ಯೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯ ನೀಡಿ ಸತ್ಯನಿಷ್ಠೆಯ ತೋರಿ ಹರಸಿನಿ ಮುನ್ನಡೆಸೋ ವಿಘ್ನೇಶ್ವರ. ಕಣ್ಮನ ತಣಿಸುವ ಚಿನ್ಮಯ ಮೂರ್ತಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಪ್ರಣಾಮಗಳು. ಕಣ್ಮನ ತಣಿಸುವ ಚಿನ್ಮಯ ಮೂರ್ತಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಪ್ರಣಾಮಗಳು.
Thank you very much, Rashmi and Rakshita, for it. And may I please call upon Shanmugharaj, DTech team, to deliver the welcome address.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity, Saranand. So good evening, everyone. I am Shanmugharaj from DTech team. I welcome each and every one of you for being here with us today for the DTech Q3 FY22 course launch. We are very pleased to be able to welcome our Honorable Chief Guest, Professor B. Senthil Arasu from National Institute of Technology, and our guest of honor, Mr. Kishore Natarajan from Hyperwedge. Within Desi Crew, we would like to welcome our entire family assembled here and listening to this event through DC Live Radio to provide a great support for this DTech Q3 FY22 course launch. Thanks for giving me a wonderful opportunity to welcome you all for this Rendezvous event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shanmugharaj. Before the launch, let's also first acknowledge the presence of our eminent guest today. To do this honor, let me please call upon Tanigevel HR and Sharanya from Kapu Center to introduce our guests. Over to you, Tanigevel, first.
Thanks a lot, Saranand. Good evening, one and all, and I welcome you all for this wonderful evening. So, it's a grand launch for our DTech, and thanks for the DTech team for continuous support and conducting this event. So, I find immense pleasure introducing our honorable chief guest, Mr. Senthil Arasu. Dr. Senthil Arasu is basically an electronic and communication engineer, and also he has completed his master in business administration, and his doctorate is in the area of stock price behavior. Dr. Senthil has rich academic experience. Currently, he is working as an associate professor at National Institute of Technology, Trichy. We are really grateful and thankful to him to taking his time out in his busy schedule to attend this launch function. Such presence of a prominent personality for our launch is a great honor to us. Thank you, sir. We hope our employees are able to seek direct guidance from you, Professor, and make use of this presence with us today. Welcome, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I find immense pleasure in introducing our honorable guest of honor, Mr. Kishore Natarajan. Mr. Kishore Natarajan is the co-founder of Hyperwedge, a deep learning startup providing AI-centered solutions to enterprises. Hyperwedge Inc. is a Silicon Valley-based B2B company providing AI-centered solutions to enterprises in financial services, telecom, energy, security, and defense. Armed with a graduate degree from IIT Madras, Mr. Kishore has achieved several milestones throughout his prolific career. He is a young and idea-driven entrepreneur who got exposed to machine learning during his college days. He resides in Bengaluru with his family, an avid reader. He enjoys reading up on technology and social causes. We are really thankful to him for taking the time out of his busy schedule to attend our launch function.
Thank you very much, Tanigevel and Sharanya. Desi Crew, transforming a crew for human excellence, which we also popularly call as DTouch. DTouch today. This is our next section by none other than DTouch captains themselves. And as they say, captain guides, motivates, and spearheads his team, and most of the DTouch courses have one designated captain. Actually, we do have 5 of them among us who would be sharing their insights into DTouch aspects. To do this part, for a change, we thought let's call upon DTouch English graduates. Among us, we have Sharanya from Kapu Center, who is a 301 graduate, Rashmi from Kapu Center as well, 201 graduate, and Marzuka from Kollu Center, who have completed her 101 graduate, and she is currently pursuing 201 now. Over to you 3.
Thank you so much, sir, and to DTouch. It's such a great honor to front-end an event like this. Let me first call upon Mr. Mohan, who would share insight on DTouch portal.
Hi everyone, good evening. Yeah, DTouch portal. Yeah, the DTouch website is well designed to know the process of DTouch programs. To really help the learners, the homepage of the website contains the course details, learner comments about the course, and their experience during the course. And finally, the call of frame. It has the course-wise certification offered in the specific version of DTouch program. So each student can register on the website through the register access. Then they get individual login access to study the course. After logging into their specific learning space, they can see the course name, chapter introduction, and course plan likewise. Also, learners can access the assessment portion of the weekly assessment. Finally, the report space. DTouch team upload the assessment course details weekly basis, so learners can able to consult their reports also. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. That was very enlightening. Over to you, Rashmi.
Thank you very much, Sharanya. Now, let me call upon Gangashri to share insights on certifications and weekly assessment.
Yeah. So, hi everyone. So, greetings to the chief guest of the event. So, it gives me immense pleasure to be a part of this DTouch program. So, I'll just share a few insights about certification process. So, all the courses offered via our DTouch program are designed to meet high quality standards and to be on par with the certified courses offered by other course providers like Coursera, etc. So completing these courses will definitely help all of us to develop our skill set and grow better. So not only does DTouch courses offer quality content, but we also have an efficient certification process as well. Our certification process usually has 2 parts. So one is the weekly assessments and the other one is the final certification exam. So we consider our weekly assessments as our motivating force to learn better. So every week, the captains, with the help of the DTouch crew, design questionnaire or any activity-based round, and depending on the course requirements, the crewmates then take up their weekly assessments, and if they have any clarifications, they clear them all in the upcoming captain sessions. So we also see our assessments as the medium to know the level of understanding of the enrolled crewmates. And it also helps the captains and the DTouch team to improve further and give better learning experience to our crewmates. And we ensure the efficiency of the crewmates who complete the courses via our certification program. So we have unique certification tests for each courses. They are created and conducted by the DTouch team with the help of the captains. usually every certification test for levels 101 and 201 consists of 2 or more parts, which includes testing their reasoning and theoretical knowledge, and also their practical knowledge as well. So certification for the course level 301 is pretty different. The crewmates are either trained to get certified in distinguished course providers, for example, like ISTQB, which is widely popular among software testers, or they are made to work in live projects, and their efficiency is tested before they are certified. And the levels of difficulty of our certification exams increases with levels 101, 201, and 301. With all this effort put into our certification process, we ensure that only those crewmates who are proficient and have good knowledge of that particular course get certified at each level. So it is believed that knowledge increases only by sharing, and so with this DTech program, I'm sure our Desi Crew family will take their potential and reach new heights. So thanks a lot for this wonderful opportunity, and it is great to be a part of this DTech program. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Now, let me call upon Soumya, who would share on info on DTech team.
Hi all, thanks for the opportunity. So I'm now going to talk about the DTech team. So behind the scene of our successful DTech program, in any platform, these people always go unnoticed, but we thought we will bring them to the forefront by highlighting the work they quietly do and make this a success. So the team coordinates with the captain for the 13 courses and make sure the course content is prepared in time and uploaded to the portal. Each captain has a coordinator who plays a key role in interacting with the captain and the DTech team. The DTech team does campaigning of the courses by sending the posters through mail, WhatsApp. We also have a WhatsApp group created for all the courses, and we interact through the WhatsApp also. And the team coordinates in conducting the assessment, arranging the captain session with the students, preparing the DTrace report, which helps us identify the crewmates who's not able to balance between the work life and their upskilling. So this helps them to achieve both by giving them the complete support. So we motivate the employees to make sure they are given a fair chance. Also, we conduct a certification at the end of each of the levels to make sure they get promoted to the next level. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Now, for the next two captains, let me call upon Mazuka.
Thank you so much, Rashmi. Next, let me call upon Udaya, who will give insights on ISTQB certifications.
Yeah, hi. Thank you. Hi, everyone. So as part of software testing DTech course, we have an external certification that is ISTQB certification. So ISTQB is International Software Testing Qualifications Board, and it is one of the biggest and globally recognized professional certificate for the testers. And so the main advantage of this ISTQB certification is like it is globally recognized, and like other certifications, it doesn't have any expiration. Like so, once you certified, and it is eligible. It is eligible for your lifelong, and also it definitely helps in your career path if you want to grow to next level, and the certification will definitely help you. And also in ISTQB certification itself, it has various levels like a foundation, advanced, and expert level. And but foundation level is the base for both advanced and expert level. So considering this, so we cover this foundation level certification as part of our DTech software testing course. And suppose if anyone wants to do the certification, means then so they have to register for 101 course, and also they have to complete 201 and 301 internal certifications. So the 301 certified students are eligible for the external certification. And for the external certification, I mean, we follow the same syllabus for the ISTQB certification in the website. And so for the training, I mean, the process we follow for this external certification is, see, the first the team has to complete the 301 internal certification. So for that, I mean, the certification, the syllabus, it has 6 chapters, and based on the complexity of the chapters, so we allocate weeks for the to learn. And we will be conducting a test every week, I mean, for the particular chapters. Once we cover all the 6 chapters, then alternate days we'll be conducting the certificate, I mean, the test, mock test for them. We also have around 1,000 plus questions, I mean, in our question bank, and everything is online. So once the people have completed the 301 certification, so then they, I mean, first thing we need to do is we need to book a slot in the ISTQB site. And after that, so every day, so they have to spend 1 hour, I mean, at least 1 hour for the test. Okay, the test will be is exactly same like the external certification, like the, I mean, certification questions, I mean, it is 60 minutes, I mean, 1 hour test, and it has 40 questions, multiple choice question, and 26 questions, I mean, 26 marks we have to, that is the pass percentage 65. And so every day, so we, I mean, the people have to attend this internal test, and so once they are comfortable, and after that they have to take the external certification. And yeah, 65 is the pass percentage. And I mean, I can proudly say that 2 of our crewmates are already have passed the certification with the highest score of 83%. So that's their greatest achievement is a 301 course level, I mean, software testing. Yeah, thank you. This was about software testing.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for that. Last but not least, I call upon our last captain, Srilekha ma'am, who would share insights on R&R.
Srilekha is with us.
I hope Srilekha is having some network issues.
Okay, fine. Great. That was great insight by all the captains. So it was fabulous to hear, because especially for our guests who probably may not know what is DTouch and also DC Live as well, right? So it's a great opportunity. This insight was provided by captains. And also, let me also thank Sharanya, Rashmi, and Marzuka for doing this fabulous job. I'm sure it takes quite a bit of courage and confidence to front end an event like this. Great job, all you three. Great. So now for the keynote from the Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Professor Senthil Arasu. Over to you, sir, Professor.
Thank you very much. I'm really happy and privileged to be here as a part of this particular program. And after Shanmugaraj had contacted me for this particular evening program, I was just browsing through what kind of company is it, and further details on the company. So I was happy to find that it was incubated in IIT Chennai, and the main motive of this particular work was to connect the 3 dots as it was mentioned. So one, connecting the rural, job, and technology. So maybe the plans for the country is, we say that we are planning to become a 5 trillion economy by 2025. So if at all India has to become a 5 trillion economy in 2025. We know that the backbone of the Indian economy is the rural sector. So unless there is a significant contribution from the rural sector, we cannot reach that particular milestone. And even we find that during the pandemic situation in the last couple of years, the reason why at least we could stand at a given level what we have been doing in the economy, the major contribution to that has been the rural sector. So that has saved our economy to a very large extent. So companies of this kind focusing on the rural sector and trying to develop the rural sector. And again, I could find from the words of our earlier president, Abdul Kalam, which says that the only way for India to become a developed country is to uplift the rural part of the country. So from that perspective, we find like this is one company of that kind which has that particular as its focus and it's working on. So I'm really happy to be part of it. And you find like, again, to give some thing about the rural part of it, you find like 46% of the national income is from the rural, and 25 to 30% of the GDP of the country comes from the rural sector. So, and the MSME share is a significant share as far as the contribution to the economy is concerned. And the role of private sector again plays a significant role, and in that exclusively ICT plays a major role, and tech startups play a very, very critical role in this particular aspect. So this being a tech startup and providing training to its employees so that the company can effectively manage and see that it has a sustainable growth during the digital transformation that is happening across the world. We find like either we adapt to the changes that are happening in the digital front, or we perish out of it. So the only way to ensure that we have a sustainable development is that we try to adapt to the changes. So to adapt to the changes, naturally training becomes mandatory, upskilling the employees become mandatory. So from that perspective, I was just looking into your contents in your 1.0, 2.0, and now in your FY22 Q3, FY22, what are the kind of programs on which you want to upskill your employees so that you could be a significant player in the market during the process of digital transformation. And the important thing for, because now we have come into an era where it is more of a knowledge-driven economy, knowledge plays a very critical role. From that perspective, we find like what companies nowadays do is companies use capital to create knowledge. So what is the exact thing that you're trying to do? So use your capital to create knowledge in the employees, and this knowledge again creates capital for the company. So we are into a kind of business where initially using the capital, we are supposed to create knowledge, and then the knowledge automatically creates the capital that is required. So from that perspective, I think the company is moving in the right direction in creating the knowledge first, so that the knowledge helps the company to create further capital. So I think say all the 1,000 odd workforce employees who are there, and certainly would be benefited out of these programs which you're coming out with. And The other thing is, even like a couple of days back, maybe our institute is planning for our board of studies shortly, and we were having a lot of discussion on, because I'm also being part of the strategic implementation committee of our institute. So we were discussing on the new education policy, what is expected out of the new education policy, and the role of online courses on how things are going to change and what is expected in the new education policy. I think from that perspective, all the online courses are going to add a lot of value addition to the employees, and certainly these programs which are targeted towards your employees would certainly ensure that if they leave the employees highly satisfied, so highly satisfied employees result in highly satisfied customers. So, and again, say customer experience or customer success is what contributes to the ROI of the company. So from that perspective, keeping the employees engaged, upskilled, and to meet out the demands of the market has become the order of the day. So from that perspective, I think all your programs are targeted towards that, and even the day on which Shanmugaraj had called me up, I was also sharing, like I do certain courses on IT consulting where we had used certain kind of, because we have some kind of tie-up with Cognizant for that. We were using the Cognizant materials for the IT consulting session. So, and so you find like they had a similar kind of training, level 0, level 1, level 2 training, something which you were talking about 1, 2, and 3, where the foundation course and then more specialized in-depth knowledge into a specific area that is going to help the people who have undergone the courses and move into the specialized courses. So, and I think during the presentation also you were talking about how the courses of this could be compared with the courses in Coursera or NPTEL courses. So similar kind of courses, and the other important add-on advantage that the employees could get is the hands-on experience. So, so even in the IITs, still IIT Chennai ranks the #1. The very simple reason is that there is a lot of German connection to IIT Chennai, and so you find like Germans, the way of learning that happens in German university or in German, say, you find like it's more of hands-on training and hands-on learning. So from that perspective, all your communication, teamwork, and I think the other important areas really planning can happen at the top level, but implementation has to happen at the shop floor level. So from that perspective, implementation becomes key to success. So how good is the shop floor of the company decides the success factor of the company. So from that perspective, training in these areas, apart from the domain knowledge, like soft skill, creative thinking, say these can take the company to very high level. And globally speaking, you find like when we compare the impact of training on ROI, so we find like training almost contributes to 350% on an average to the ROI of a company. So from that perspective, again, in era of this kind, training of employees become very, very important and a very critical factor for creating a competitive advantage for the company. So unless you have a competitive advantage, surviving in the market itself is difficult. So to put a simple example in this particular era, say Nokia, which had been a market leader when your mobiles were launched, is nowhere in the market, and say because Steve Jobs could just think about so why is that we need a stylus? Can our fingers replace the stylus? They became the market leaders of it. So it's all about those kind of ideas that are generated. So to create those kind of innovative ideas, certainly these kind of programs are going to help in a very long way in being very creative. So unless we are creative in our workplace, I don't think we can see of the future years in business. So creativity and innovation has become the order of the day. So from that perspective, being very creative would certainly help companies. So, but let's not think that creative or innovation is too difficult or which is beyond our scope. So very, very small value addition itself can happen, can take things to a very large level. So to give you a very simple example, say one of the first and foremost invention of humankind was one of the foremost invention of humankind.
Are you asking us, sir?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'll just take a guess. Was it wheel by any chance?
Wheel.
Or
Yes, wheels. So we say that around 1000 years BC, so before Christ, wheel was one of the prime invention of, and we have thousands and thousands of application of wheels. And when was this wheel attached to our luggages? Any idea? So nowadays, whenever we travel, we don't carry our luggages, but we pull our luggages. Yes?
True,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So when did this come into the market?
Okay, anyone wants to take a guess here? Please take a guess. All your guests, it's good guess. Please do that.
In our personal experience, it hasn't been more than 10 years so far. I'm sure other nations have had it before.
10 years. So to be very precise, the wheels came into our luggages by the year 1972. Okay?
Right.
So it is like, say someone has a problem and I have a solution for the problem. So the whole business runs like this. So someone who felt like carrying luggages was difficult, and he came up with the wheels in the luggages. So, and he became $1 million business. So he became a billionaire by doing this. His name is Sado. And in fact, this idea, he had got this idea by difficult to carry the luggages. So we do not know where the idea comes from, but one single strike can take things to a very large level. So And then nowadays, we find like even that luggages, to drag our luggages, we need a pole to it so that our dragging becomes much easier. So any idea when that pole got attached to our luggage?
I think Professor has got everyone going and having a thinking hat. So yes, please feel free. If you don't want to say, you can type in the chat box as well. Your responses, take a guess. There is no wrong answer.
You can buy Google also.
So,
it
took another 15 years for that pole to get attached to the luggage. So by 1987, we had the first luggage with a pole so that dragging becomes much easier. So innovation need not be very new. It's very simple application of our knowledge, so that this kind of training programs can certainly create those knowledges. So very small value additions here and there can go a very long way as far as business models are concerned. So I need not be completely new with it. Even that small stick, again, he became a billionaire by adding that stick, nothing new to it. So we find like it's all about understanding the mindset of the customers and providing what they expect. So from that perspective, identifying the kind of training skills that are required and training the employees to get well versed in that can certainly take the company to a very large level. So again, we need not think that innovations have to be linear. We find like innovations are not linear at all. So from that perspective, we find that if at all innovation had to be linear, Kodak should have been the company that should have come out with Facebook. But Kodak never invented Facebook. So from that perspective, innovations need not be linear. So we do not know where the idea can come from. So one untapped market as far as the country is concerned is the rural segment of it. So a lot of talent is available in the rural part of the country, and targeting towards that particular segment of the country and trying to work along with them so that the country is benefited, the society is benefited, the area is benefited. So I'm absolutely really happy with the way the company is working towards it. So I wish all the success for this particular program, and I hope this particular program takes the company to the very next level or to a very large level. Thank you very much for inviting me for this particular program. I'm really happy and privileged to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you very much, Professor. Such a lovely insight, and I can see Mani sir is already acknowledging the fact. I can see him. Words of wisdom, actually. He talked about the rural segment and also talked about ROI of 350% on training. And so that was fabulous to hear. And something new to learn as well. I'm sure we know wheel and the stuff attached to the wheel as well, which came out. And I'm sure, Professor, you have a mesmerized, effect from your audience, because I was almost like, I was so nice to hear, and wisdom flowing through. Fabulous. It was great to listen to you. I'm sure we all have benefited from your wisdom. So let's move on. And it's time to acknowledge the performance and achievement of some of our stalwarts who excelled exceptionally well. I'm sure this would be motivating factors to others and inspire them as well. We had a total of 902 students who registered for different courses, and very proud to announce 421 cleared certification with flying colors. Now, let's have a look at the graduation ceremony video, and let's celebrate the culture of learning at Desi Group. Fabulous. And now comes the moment we have been eagerly waiting for, DTouch Q3 FY22 course launch. And to do the honors, may I please call upon our guest of honor, Mr. Kishore Natarajan.
Hey everyone, it's wonderful to be here. The last 45 minutes have been super thrilling and exciting for me to learn about the entire program that DesiCrew has put together.
Right.
Before we go ahead, would it be okay if I take a few minutes to share my experience with DesiCrew?
Absolutely, you can do that, Kishore. And before that, if you can also officially say that it's open and it becomes open. So if you can do read us.
Awesome. I declare the DTouch Q3 FY22 courses to be open for DesiCrew.
Fabulous. Very good. Thank you very much. Yes.
Awesome. So my experience with DesiCrew started right when I graduated in 2014. There were two warm people that I got to meet, and the warm still remains the same over the last 7 odd years. This was Ashwant and Thiru sir. I had met them at the Chennai office. One part of it was the warmth that they showed and the work that we did in the early part. After a year or so, I ended up going down to the center near Kumbakonam, along with a couple of my co-founders. The energy and enthusiasm that we saw there and the kind of impact that DesiCrew was creating there truly moved us in how we could be operating with our lives, where we could be pouring in our life energy. It was one of those moments which really gives you goosebumps, the least to say. So that was pretty exciting for us. And post that, to talk about the kind of innovation that DesiCrew has contributed in making happen for us. And we are truly grateful for every member of the team at DesiCrew to have done this. But today, Hyperverge has facial recognition technology that is ranked among the 4th in the world. Thanks to DesiCrew and the tagging support that DesiCrew provided over the course of last 3 and 4 years or so. In addition to that, we are one among the 3 companies that has the technology to figure out if someone is frauding a facial recognition system. And that again, thanks to DesiCrew, the amount of creative work that DesiCrew team had put together, be it back at the center or at our office, was just exciting to watch, observe, and learn. So this kind of a team to be working with is just so honorable for us to be doing it. So yeah, we look forward to having a longer and a deeper engagement for the years to come. Recently, I met Ashwant and he had mentioned that DesiCrew team is around 1,000 people. That really was a moment where, at least till that point, I never thought the team was going to be 1,000 members strong. When I heard the team is literally 1,000 members strong, the amount of things that DesiCrew could be doing in the years to come, especially with the kind of upskilling that is bound to happen with DTouch, is just immense. Like Sir mentioned, Arsu Sir mentioned, the rural population is a lot more empathetic, content, and is contributing in nature, no matter how you compare it with any other people that you meet at your daily walk of life. Empowering the people in the rural sector will just make it so much more thrilling as the country progresses. It's not just about the economic superpower that it could become, but the kind of people who make that happen with a non-capitalistic mindset is something that I'm looking forward to seeing probably during the next few years, maybe 5 to 10 years to come. And DesiCrew has a monumental role to be playing in those things. Fortunate to have come in contact with Ashwant and Thiru sir, having met Mani sir during some of our interactions. Looking forward to the team of 1,000 growing to a few lakhs and more in the next few years to come. It'll be thrilling to see if the entire rural population, which probably totals to around 75%, somewhere gets in touch with some of these empowering initiatives that you have and have some sort of a part-time employment, even if it is someone who is beyond the age where they would themselves consider as qualified to be educated. So yeah, looking forward to some thrilling initiatives that could come our way from DTouch. Amazing, and thanks a lot for having me here. Thanks a lot for the introduction, Saran and Shanmugan, and all of this. Looking forward to meeting you all someday in person.
Sure, fabulous. Thank you very much, Kishore. And also we have a message by Ashwant as well, who has said that you also visited recently Kolu Center. So that's a message I just wanted to read out to everybody. Great, brilliant. So it would be very unfair to the audience if they are deprived of an opportunity to ask few questions, and we certainly won't let such a golden opportunity slip off for sure. So let's open the forum now for. Yeah. Fabulous. I think it got everybody going. It had a nice tune to it, and especially I could see Kishore because others I can't see had a hearty laugh as well. Fabulous. So as I was mentioning, let's open this forum for questions. And so it's a great opportunity to interact with our two eminent guests and ask quick questions. And so I would request Manisa to open the evening, as they say, with a question, and then it'll be open to everybody.
Thanks, Saravanan. I think it's a great pleasure to be part of this event, and like all the guests, I'm also enjoying, and I've become almost like a guest now. So I'm not aware of what is happening till now, till I saw it. So it's good to see that level of preparation, and congrats for the team. I have a question to both Professor and Kishore. I'll start with Professor first. Sir, I mean, in your academic experience, you would know that in a class of, let's say, 45 or 50 students, you will always have the toppers and people who are pretty brilliant or who can manage exams on their own and so on and so forth. There's always going to be a few people who are always the laggards who will find it difficult either because of attention span or their background or competency, we don't know. And there's always the middle majority, as they say, which kind of tags along very well, just they follow the flow. So in our experience, what we found in our workspace, at least in the BPO industry, we follow a similar pattern. So I always keep saying that the BPO industry really runs because of the middle majority. because the smart people who obviously don't want to stick along for a long time, they look at this as a ladder and then go for greener pastures, which is nothing like wrong in that. We are very happy to even produce such talent, especially from rural India. I keep saying we can go and find jobs elsewhere in the world, and that's not a thing to be worried like any other. It's not an admission; it is graduation. And similarly, in bottom line, we have a lot of struggle. I mean, I've seen people struggling to even reach our centers. This is before pre-COVID times. They have to take 2 buses. They have to get very early in the morning. They probably don't even have good meals. They're struggling to even reach back in time for lunch and so on and so forth. And of course, given their exposure and all of things, they also struggle a little bit on the workplace. Now, the middle majority definitely don't have this kind of extreme experience. So my question to you is, how do we motivate the larger majority of the team to get into something which is more creative, just beyond their call of duty, so that not only they benefit, the organization also benefits. I'm just trying to compare that with the academic situation where you will have this kind of classification. I just wanted to get your thoughts. And I'll come to Kishore after this is done.
Sure.
The question is to me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. How do we motivate the middle majority to achieve excellence?
Yeah. Generally, when with my personal experience, I say that when I start a new course or a new session, I say that the delivery of the class goes with the mean of the class. So unless there is some effort taken in a joint, so both the faculty and the students put together, unless we push up the mean bar to a higher level, the delivery cannot go to that extent where we are expecting. So as you pointed out, there are certain rate busters or chart busters who are extremely good, and maybe they don't stick on or they go away. But the success or the failure of any program depends on the middle level, which either gets dragged to the lower level or it gets pushed up to the upper level. So a kind of a mixture where you say that's the reason I was telling about the hands-on or these kind of rather than say maybe even in teaching. I do some programs on creative teaching where we say that we don't teach and then assign, but we assign things and then teach. So which means that you going for assigning certain kind of activities to them so that it becomes more of an activity-based learning, and then try to teach them. So by kinds of these kinds of training programs, we would certainly find like this middle segment of people are always engaged and what is new. So the evaluation again need not be, say, even the last course which I completed, because we have a flexible curriculum system, we say that, and you have that flexibility also. We don't say that it is going to be a written exam. So maybe I was handling a course on stock price or stock market. So purely the student's performance is evaluated based on his portfolio performance. So the evaluation method can change, the delivery mechanism can change. So doing so, we can naturally find that the middle segment of people can certainly be pushed up where it is more of a hands-on experience or an activity-based learning. So that can take the learning to the next level, certainly.
Sure, so thank you very much for that. Because that has been our constant endeavor to ensure that, like you said, how to move the mean to the higher level. That is pretty useful. Okay, Kishore, I have a question to you. See, you are from IIT, right? And if you look at the learning environment in institutes like IIT, where there is already a screening which ensures that obviously the bright and the brilliant people land up. So if you're going to design a course or teach something there, I'm assuming that is a slightly different approach vis-a-vis trying to learn or trying to teach to people or the workforce who have not really gone through that kind of a rigorous entry-level process. So in fact, I always say that the IITs and the IIMs and all my colleges wherever I studied, it's always because of the students which the thing, not to disrespect Professor who is part of our team today, because at least we see generations of students seeing the same process. Some of them obviously brilliantly upgrade themselves, but sadly, at least in my alumni, I have not seen many of the faculty upgrade themselves during our own tenure. But they still get away with it because of the labels and the brilliant crop of students coming every year. Now, in a corporate environment, you guys also running company, you're also scaled up, you've also got a lot of people. Now, how do you ensure that what kind of learning or the techniques or the tricks can help people to learn in this environment where the entry is not very strictly scrutinized? I mean, I'm going beyond your recruitment, HR, and all of that. That's the question to you, Kishore.
Right. Mani sir, the question that you asked, Professor, is something that we also dearly share as a problem. And I'm sure most other organizations out there also share the exact same problem. From our limited experience of having seen this, one thing that we can call out as a fact right now is any pool of people you take, those three segments will always exist. You go to IITs, pick the topmost people, take a batch of IIT Bombay Computer Science, which is the top 50 people in the country joining. There also you see the same three segments existent in the picture. Leaving that aside, to talk about how the middle majority can succeed at their workplace and the job they do and hence contribute effectively to the organization that they are part of, we saw that one thing that really has been working for us is people genuinely relate to the purpose that they own, irrespective of what their KRAs is, KPI is. If we want them to go beyond their glass ceiling that the role puts them into, the only way that happens is they share a common purpose with what the organization or what that specific team is looking to do. The purpose is, if it exists, then people go way above what they can potentially be doing to achieve it. An example that dearly comes to my mind, which is a reality that we have all experienced, is if you take people in the army, if there is something that is happening which could put their life at risk by taking a certain step forward, they, without a blink of an eye, end up taking the decision for the greater good of a lot of other people. The one thing that they relate to at that point is, I am being super purposeful in protecting the nation by stopping some bad actors from penetrating into the system. Like that, I think not all organizations can have that as their purpose. But if every organization can have a purpose and that is something that is resonating with most other members in the team, that would be a thrilling part. And one purpose that I think will always remain exciting no matter where we reach is not about one's own progress, but is about helping other people and uplift them as a part of the journey or your life energy that you spend. With such a purpose, that's something that can be common to a Goldman Sachs or a Hyperverge or anyone else in the world. If we can all be focused on spending our life energy and looking out for seeing how could we be uplifting the community around us and hence the world around us, that could be an exciting way to look at pushing this middle population, which is today trapped in the modes of KRA. And sadly, that is true even with Hyperverge. Beyond that and trying and seeing how could they be doing it. If I were to look at it at DesiCrew, if the 1,000 people in the organization today are made responsible for bringing another lakh into the system and hence uplifting the rural population, that would be an exciting purpose with a bound timeline that everyone could be contributing towards. At that point, you no longer have a glass ceiling of today my job is data annotation or software testing. That's a job that you would get done anyways. Beyond that, the time would be spent on how are we going to break that glass ceiling and make the 1 lakh next DesiCrew members join us and have a wonderful journey with us. So this would be my humble thoughts, Manisha. And again, obviously, this is, if problem is solved, I think world would have been at a better place. It's still a work in progress.
These are not humble words. You have given a new target to us. This number, my investors have not spoken till now, and now there are these spoken, right? So it's certainly not humble. And yes, I think it's part of our dream as well. So we'll hopefully make ourselves worthy of those scales which we can scale one day. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks.
So, Saravanan, can I ask a question? This is Ashwin.
Please.
Okay. First of all, congratulations to everybody, and thank you to the guests for having for their words. And Kishore, while you did speak, I had to reiterate to everybody that Kishore is not some 75-year-old person. As his picture says, he's still in his close to just his 30s. But Kishore, I must say, very, very profound words from a head of a team that in a world where people are talking about valuations and unicorns. So yeah, good luck with that, and we hope to work together. I just wanted to hear from you about the Hyperverge University, the academy, Hyperverge Academy that you guys are working on. Could you throw a little bit of light on that for all of us, please?
Sure, Ashwin. So I'll maybe start with the reason why that even exists. Hyperverge Academy is on the lines of what a Zoho University is, or in this case, what a DTouch program is expected to achieve. Our objective, as we started out as a bunch of young kids from IIT, was let's build something cool and exciting. At some point, we were just kids in toy store, going after one toy after another, solving all problems, getting the fun out of it, being super excited. Once that got old, we realized that that's not something that we genuinely want our life energy to be spent on. The question then became, what are we going to do if we are going to survive for the next 30-40 years with the right mental faculties and physical faculties? The idea was, if we are going to spend our life energy, let's do something that we could potentially call it as contributing. And in a journey where, in the world where you see unicorn valuations, like Ashwin mentioned, funding round after a funding round happening, all of that is potentially focused on maximizing a few things, which is how do you generate value for your stakeholders through the business that you run. Somewhere that got disconnected. Now people are just chasing valuation and money on one side and not necessarily focused on how are they genuinely adding value to the lives of the people around. In the short term, at least, all of this is surviving. In the long term, definitely not. When we stepped back and thought about it, thanks to a few smart people that we spoke to, including Sridhar Vembu, there are some things that became very clear. The existence of an organization, finally, the life energy is going to be spent in transforming an individual, if at all we learn how to do it and build competence towards doing it. If we are transforming an individual, there are only a few places that you come in touch with them. One is at your home, two is your friend circle, three is at your workplace. If a workplace can be built in a way where it empowers to be contributing, then that's the long-term organization that we would want to build. One of the things that we started when we thought about contributing is today, all of these thoughts would be evolved once people are self-satisfied with themselves in the place where they are. In order to get people to that point, they still have to break that barrier of cycle of disadvantage that most people are stuck in. Today, they are stuck with their loan sharks, family, education, all because of one single element. The amount of money that they make is not something that is satisfying their basic needs that needs to be met. With that initiative, we had started two things. One was the university that initiative that we started called Hyperverge Academy. And the second one was micro entrepreneurs. Maybe I'll talk about university to address Ashwin's question. The idea is simple. Work with people today who are stuck in the cycle of disadvantage. Help them upskill by giving them the time that is necessary. The simple call that we took is people need to be focused 100% of their time into learning, which means they can't carry the baggage of having to be employed in a certain place. So we started paying them a stipend of 15,000 rupees, gave them a laptop, gave them all the training material, and our team actively supporting them in order to upskill them over a period of 6 months. Surprising results and some things that we are excited about. We could upskill around 15 to 20 people in the last 6 months, some of whom come from very remote part of the village where the village does not have an internet. For them, a stipend of 10,000 rupees being given on a monthly basis brought tears to them and their parents. We could upskill them and help them get placed in software jobs that could pay up to a 10 lakh per annum sort of a salary. And I'm sure from there on, they will build their careers. One thing that we request of all these people who go through is to build empathy towards a lot more people who they could be seeing as people who missed this specific bus of opportunity, so that they can be the vehicle that creates opportunity for many more people to come out. There are some people who have taken active initiatives of one, contributing back to the donation pool that will fund more such individuals being trained. Two, there are people who have actively become trainers and ensured that a part of their week's time is always contributed towards upskilling other people around. So the hope is this initiative becomes a self-sustaining one, where money does not necessarily equate to exposure, which is the case today. If you had 10 lakhs, you can pay to a college donation and get into a place where your exposure automatically increases. We would want to break that cycle and somehow figure out a way where exposure happens because you are hungry to get exposed to. So that's the initiative that we are running. We have some very, very brilliant and dedicated members in the team who are taking this up and actively running this. So excited to see how this would evolve.
Thank you, Kishore. All the very best, and hopefully we'll get to work with the team on that field also. Good luck.
Looking forward to it, Ashwin.
Yeah.
We already had a few people from Desi Crew be a part of such programs. Yeah.
Brilliant. Anyone? Maybe we can just slip in another question here if anyone has one. And brilliant. So that
once again, Saravanan,
yes.
I'm sure there are people who are listening to us in the radio who are not in the Google Meet, right?
Yes, sir.
Is there a way they can ask a question? Because we can. I'm sure they're listening to what I'm saying also. If they want to ask a question, is it possible now?
Yes, sir. They're listening. They can come and join, sir, if they want to ask a question. Very close to 977 people listening now, sir.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. But how they without joining, they can't ask questions, right?
Yeah, we have to join this meet, sir.
Fair enough. Then we'll do that. Sure, go ahead.
Brilliant. Yeah, let's wait. Is there any question? If I heard a voice, if not, then we will move on. Okay. And as they say, nothing comes easy, and there has been quite a bit of efforts and hard work which has gone into the background to organize this ceremony. And now may I call upon Veena HR to deliver a vote of thanks.
Thank you, Saravanan. It is actually my privilege to be the last person to talk on this event, but to thank everybody, I would render my thanks to Professor Senthil Arasu, who, in spite of having a lot of personal commitments, gave time for this event today. So thank you very much, sir. And special thanks to Kishore Natarajan. I'm sure even you were on leave and you're busy with your personal schedules as well. In spite of that, you accepted this invite at such a short notice, and I think both of you were wonderful in the way you spoke to us, and all of us were listening to you throughout the session. There was not a moment when we thought we should get distracted, because every word that you said was very informative. I think we will have to talk to Mr. Kishore Natarajan, the way they are conducting the Hyperverge Academy. I think there are a lot of learnings from there for Desi Crew as well. So we would definitely want to connect on that. I would like to thank each and everybody who has been working on this event to ensure that the PPTs are done on time, and all the way the sequence of event has been done for today. I think it has been a wonderful thing. So, and I would also want to thank all our audience who are here listening to us attentively. As Tanike said, we have close to around 1,000 people listening to us through DC Live. So thanks to each and everybody who has been part of this DTouch program today. And I wish you have a wonderful evening. Thank you, everybody.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Veena. And so what we will also do is let's have a glimpse of some of the participants who have successfully completed the course. And let's also check out what they have to say in the form of video.
Hey, hi, I'm Saravanan. I'm from Chennai Center and I'm an English trainer. Transforming Crew for Human Excellence is what DTouch stands for. And it's a wonderful platform, actually. I feel it's a great platform which we may not see in many other companies, where learning comes into the forefront. So that is something which I really like about Desi Crew in form of DTouch, and I've said in various other platforms as well. So it all depends on how we are going to use this platform to learn. right? So I'm very proud and very glad that I completed my first course with DTouch, which is 101 Excel. What I learned from 101, see, I believe basic Excel everybody probably would know, but Excel is all about bag of tricks. Actually, there are a lot of stuff which is hidden inside, which you may not know. So that is where the training comes into the forefront. And so Mohinder's captain session was pretty interesting. The timing was comfortable as well, because at one point, one session was 7 o'clock, another one was on 8 and there about that. So that was very convenient for me. There was no issues with that. And so Excel is all about exploring the bundle of tricks which is there. Because when we are using it on a day-to-day routine, these kind of shortcuts or the methods which will help you to become more productive. So that's the basic bottom line of learning Excel, which I have completely done that. I've already earmarked another course for me, and I'm all excited because there is a lot of opportunity to learn a lot, and this goes to everyone. So earmark your course, because one quarter is completed. We will be beginning another quarter where we will have another training to do. So I am excited. I'm sure everybody have done. So I thank everybody at Excel team. You're doing a wonderful job, and I really appreciate all the support which you have extended to me, and glad that I did this particular course. Thank you very much.
Hi guys, this is Ambika Shanmugam from TNP. I'm here to share my feedback about the data annotation courses. I have course from 101 to 301 successfully. I thank my captain for training us practically and in understandable way by conducting weekly sessions. During sessions, he provides us demo which helps us to understand easily and also clear our doubts. This annotation course was very useful for my process, and now I can work with these annotation process easily. Once again, I thank my team and captain for their cooperation.
Hi, I am Darshna Chudasma. DTouch is the platform to learn new things like computer skill, English, etc. It's also improve your knowledge. It's a wonderful platform which I have not seen in many of the companies where learning comes for friends. I am very proud that I have completed my first course with 101 data cleansing. Captain session is also very interesting. They are also telling that how much time I have given to this course, and also they are telling that how much time I have left. So accordingly that I have completed my all the lesson and assessment as well as. So thank you very much, DTouch.
Hello all, I am Sharanya, working in FBA process basic group. According to me, DTouch is a platform to improve the skills of employees in various fields. I chose this course to improve my English communication skill. Yeah, this video itself is a proof that I can speak English fluently and with no hesitation. Yes, with no hesitation, because English Skills 301 was full of interactive session, and we have done so many free speech during the class. As this course content was very interesting and easy to understand, I didn't face any difficulties during this course. Now I am able to write an article. I can speak English fluently. I will definitely refer this course to my colleagues. Thank you.
DTouch is a great platform to improve our soft skills, where I chose the software testing because I like to learn about testing field. From this, I learned a lot new things about it, like how to write test cases, where it is used, and what are the platform used here. I like to improve my communication skills for learning more things about it, about testing. Really, I enjoy this course so much because it's easy to understand from video explanation and documentation and captain session. The instructor were expert who explained the concept with presentation and live examples during the captain session. This gave more helps to complete my assignment successfully, and I took that assignment too seriously and put a lot of effort on it. That's why I complete my course successful. In daily basis, I spend 1 hour for learning this course. The course will give more interest when the content will be explained through some diagram while learning. Till now onwards, the DTech team give full support to complete our course successful. From this approach, I like to refer this course to my friend circle also. Evening 4 to 5 is a convenient time for me to learn. And finally, I thank a lot to be a part of this special software testing course. Thank you so much.
Hi, I am Saranya from .by Process. I have chosen data cleansing 201 to expand my knowledge in the realms of data cleansing and to further learn the intricacies related with it. During the course of time, I have learned how to shuffle data, mask data and data interpretation. I would like to thank Mohan Kumar sir and coordinator Hari Prasad sir for their constant support and guidance. Thank you.
Hi, ನಾನು ಶ್ವೇತಾ ರ್ಯಾಡೆಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಕಾಪು ಸೆಂಟರಿಂದ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ 201 ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಹೇಳೋದಾದರೆ ಈ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದೇ ನನಗೆ ಹೊಸ್ತು. ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಗೋಳು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ರೀಸನ್ಗೆ ಈ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ನ ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು. ಇಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಅಂತೂ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಕಲಿತಾ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಹೋಯಿತು. ಸೊ ಅದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ 201 ಸಿಗೋ ಹಾಗಾಯಿತು. ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಟನ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳೋದಾದರೆ ಇಂದಾನೆ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಏನು, ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲಿಟರೇಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಅದರ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸು ನಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ. ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಈ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ. ಸೊ ಅದೊಂದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ಸೊ ಈ ಕೋರ್ಸಿಂದ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನನಗೆ ಅದೊಂದೇ. ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಟೀಮ್ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇರೋ ಅಂದರೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಟೀಮ್ ಒಂದು ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡೋ ರೀತಿ ಕೂಡ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗಲಿ, ಎಂಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗಲಿ, ಸೊ ಒಂಥರ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಇದೆ ಅದು. ಮತ್ತು ನಾನು ಇಷ್ಟರವರೆಗೂ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಒಂದು ಕೋರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಇದೆ, ನನಗೆ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಬೆಸ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟೇ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
హాయ్ టీమ్, ఐ నిత్య. నా టీఎన్ బ్యాలెన్స్ சென்டர் கரண்ட் ப்ராசஸ் R8. டீடெச்னா கண்டினியூஸஸ் லேர்னிங். இந்த கோர்ஸை சூஸ் பண்ணதுக்கான ரீசன் வந்துட்டு இந்த ஃபீல்டில் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருந்ததுனால. இதுலேருந்து நான் என்ன கற்றுக்கிட்டேன் அப்படின்னா, வித்தவுட் இன்டர்நெட் மூலயமா வந்துட்டு டேட்டாஸ் வந்துட்டு எப்படியெல்லாம் எக்ஸ்பெக்ட் பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு, அதுக்கப்புறம் இதுலேருந்து நான் என்ன ஸ்கில்ஸை வந்துட்டு இம்ப்ரூவ் பண்ணணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன் அப்படின்னா, வேரியஸ் சோர்ஸஸ்லேருந்து வந்துட்டு டேட்டாஸ் எப்படியெல்லாம் வந்துட்டு கலெக்ட் பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு, அதுக்கப்புறம் இந்த கோர்ஸ் வந்துட்டு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணிக்கிறதுக்கு ஈஸியாகவும் இருக்குது. வீக்லி அசஸ்மெண்ட் ஆக்டிவிட்டி வந்துட்டு ஓகே. அசஸ்மெண்ட் டைம் வந்துட்டு 7 to 12 அப்படிங்கிறதுனால வந்து டெஸ்ட் அட்டன் பண்ணுறதுக்கு ஈஸியாகவும் இருக்குது. இந்த கோர்ஸை நான் லேர்ன் பண்ணுறதுக்கு வந்துட்டு நான் வீக்லி மோர் தென் 2 hours டைம் எடுத்துக்கிறேன். டிடெச் கோர்ஸோட ஃபியூச்சர் எக்ஸ்பெக்டேஷன்ஸ் என்னவா இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா, ரியல் டைப் எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸாக இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். கேப்டன் செக்ஷனோட டைமிங் வந்து 7:30 to 8:30 அப்படி இருக்கும்போது கொஞ்சம் கன்வீனியண்ட்டாக இருக்கும். எஸ், இந்த கோர்ஸை பற்றி வந்துட்டு என்னோடய ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸுக்கெல்லாம் ரெஃபர் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். எப்படி ரெஃபர் பண்ணியிருக்கேன் அப்படின்னா, இதிலேருந்து நான் என்ன விஷயத்த கற்றுக்கிட்டனோ இதை அவங்கக்கிட்ட நான் ஷேர் பண்ணி இப்படியெல்லாம் வந்துட்டு டேட்டாஸ் வந்துட்டு கலெக்ட் பண்ணலாம், ஸ்டோர் பண்ணலாம்.
Hi, I'm Jayashree from Kapur. According to me, DTech is a platform to improve the skills of employees in various fields. In this year, in DTech, I selected Logical Thinking 301. I was a topper in this course. I was very glad to be a topper. And I was a 6th week weekly winner in this course also. We had to play 23 games and it helped me to improve my memory and logical thinking skill. At the starting level, I found that some games are really tough for me, but I never gave up to score good. Whenever I got free time after my work, I like to play the games in this course. Out of all games, my favorite game is memory games, but word duo game is little bit tough for me. I reached expert level in more games and remaining are in the advanced level. Finally, I would like to thank DTech team for giving me an opportunity to join this course. Thank you.
This is Vichi from Translation Team Kapu.
I have completed Digital Marketing 301. All of us know that nowadays everything is in online. So the importance of digital marketing is becoming crystal clear. Social media is strongly preferred as a mean of marketing and customer care. It was very useful for learning how to use the different social media marketing to boost up our business. I really enjoyed this course. I learned many new things. The use of different social media marketing, how to use advanced Google Analytics, content marketing, and which are the main tools for social media marketing, then competitive analysis, and then how to promote our business using keyword research. We learned about different aspects of search engine optimization. Thank you DTouch team for giving us an opportunity to enroll different courses.
Hi, this is Indumari from TN Palayam Center. என்னோட கோர்ஸ் வந்து சோசியல் மீடியா மார்க்கெட்டிங். ஸ்டார்டிங்கில் வந்து இந்த கோர்ஸ் எடுக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி பெருசாக எந்த தாட்டும் இல்லை. இப்போ இது என்ன வாட்ஸ்அப் ஃபேஸ்புக் தானே, இது நமக்கே தெரியும்ல அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி ஒரு மைண்ட் செட் இருந்துச்சு. ஆனால் கோர்ஸ்குள்ளே போய் ஒவ்வொரு செஷனும் அட்டன் பண்ணி அசஸ்மெண்ட் பண்ணும்போது தான் தெரிஞ்சது ஒவ்வொரு கோர்ஸஸோட டெப்த் இது எல்லாமே தெரிஞ்சுது. ஸோ வீக்லி வந்து செஷன்ஸ் அசஸ்மெண்ட் எல்லாமே கண்டக்ட் பண்ணாங்க. வீக்லி செஷனில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நிவேதா அவங்க சொல்லி கொடுத்த விதம் நல்லா இருந்துச்சு. அது வந்து அசஸ்மெண்ட் நல்லா பண்ணுறதுக்கு வந்து ஹெல்ப்ஃபுல்லாக இருந்துச்சு. லாஸ்ட் டைமே நான் வந்து சோசியல் மீடியா மார்க்கெட்டிங் தான் சூஸ் பண்ணியிருந்தேன். ஆனால் வந்து ப்ராப்பராக என்னால் கான்சென்ட்ரேட் பண்ண முடியல. ஸோ அப்போ தான் சந்தியா கால் பண்ணி சொன்னாங்க, டெய்லியும் வந்து ஒரு 1/2 hour 1 hour டைம் ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணிங்க அப்படின்னாவே நீங்கள் லேர்ன் பண்ணிக்கிறதுக்கு ஈஸியாக இருக்கும், ட்ரை பண்ணுங்கன்னு சொல்லி சொன்னாங்க. ஸோ அவங்க சொன்ன விதமும் வந்து சரி பண்ணணும் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு தாட் வந்துச்சு. இப்போ வந்து சோசியல் மீடியாவில் ஃபஸ்ட்டு பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா வாட்ஸ்அப், ஃபேஸ்புக், இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் அதை பற்றினது மட்டும்தான் தெரியும். இப்போ தான் வந்து லிங்க்டின், ட்விட்டரில் எப்படி யூஸ் பண்ணணும், ட்ரெண்டிங் நியூஸ்லாம் எப்படி தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறது அப்படிங்கிற பற்றின கான்செப்ட் வந்து சோசியல் மீடியா லேர்ன் பண்ணதுக்கப்புறம் தான் எனக்கு கிடச்சிருக்கு. ஸோ இதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து நான் என் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ்க்கும் கண்டிப்பாக ரெஃபர் பண்ணுவேன் சோசியல் மீடியா மார்க்கெட்டிங் சூஸ் பண்ண சொல்லி. ஸோ இப்போ சோசியல் மீடியாவில் பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா எல்லாத்துலேயுமே வந்து 2 sides இருக்குது. அட்வான்டேஜ், டிஸ்அட்வான்டேஜுன்னு 2 இருக்குது. நம்ம உள்ளே போய் கற்றுக்கும் போது தான் அதை பற்றி நம்ம எல்லாமே தெரிஞ்சுக்க முடியும். ஸோ கோஆர்டினேட்டர் டீமுக்கு ரொம்ப தேங்க்ஸ். தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச்.
Well, great, and I'm sure everybody who are tuned in here who have seen the video or would have heard it, they would have really been enthralled, and great. And also another great numbers which is being shared here. The listeners count have gone to all across 1,000 on DC Live, and also it brings to an end of this particular event as well. I'm sure you all enjoyed the event as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. Bye for now. Take care and take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks, Kishore. Thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for everyone. Yeah. Bye, sir.
Thank you.
Bye, Melissa. Yeah. Thanks for all everybody joining.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody.
Exactly 5:30 close.
Absolutely. I was thinking about that.
Very good. No, that's a well run program, and it's really pretty good to see this execution, almost flawless, and a lot of improvement from what we did last. And I'm sure every time we do this, we learn, and a lot of new things are coming in. I'm very happy to also know that so many of us are able to join, listen, and contribute. Even the design of the content is good. It's not the so I think overall it's been a wonderful time. I think the time went off very well. Thanks for all the team, the effort behind the just not the event, even the DTouch initiative. We are starting a new one right now. So naturally, right from registration to new courses and captains and all of that. One simple message I want to leave with all of us today, whoever is listening, and you can also pass it on. Very clearly, DTouch has come a long way. I wish Shileka was here. It started with some small idea, and we were not sure how people will receive. In fact, some of our early attempts didn't really succeed. So it is always a tough. Even now, it continues to be a tough thing for a crewmate, for any one of us, to manage both work and life, learning together, right? But it's a credit to all the employees of the organization who have managed to blend it reasonably well. And now we need to take it to the next level in terms of the expectation of certification and the quality. So if all of us can work towards it, I think this will become a real unique value, which like somebody mentioned already, no other organization lacks. All the organizations have skilling programs. They have training programs, they have training departments. That way it's not something very different from what the rest of the people are doing. But where we are very unique is, one, we are trying to integrate the learning into our job by mixing up with the captains and expertise, and we keep changing depending on the market demand. So that loop is pretty strong for us. And I think now, after hearing the feedback from many of our crewmates, it is also being woven into their life, whether they're traveling, whether they are at home, whether their shift is over. So I think this is new, because many of the organizations don't have that kind of a thing. It is limited to the office workspace and probably limited to something which they have to learn, because that is a hard skill. If you look at our array of programs, we have logical thinking which doesn't have any clients, or that for that matter, even English and things like that. So it's a good mix we have. And the way we spread and the depth, if it increases for every detached round, then I think we can surely be very proud of this, and we'll definitely be on one of the top organizations in the world to even come up with such initiative. So let's hope we get there. Thank you very much. Oh, Srilekha, you're there. Okay.
She's there, sir.
Yes, I'm there, sir. I am.
You were calling me at that time, you were not there, so I thought you were.
She was there, sir. Full time.
So there is a cable issue, sir, because of continuous raining, broadband connection, and the current is like fluctuating like that.
No problem.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Enjoy. I don't know whether the recording was available or not, but I think even the guest spoke very well.
Yes, sir.
So very good. I think overall we had a brilliant time and discussion, and keep it up, and we should look for more.
And even we had a very good number listeners also, sir. All over the center supported a lot. One said Mohinder and other DNX leader were also driving the team, though they were working, they were stay tuned and they were listening to us. All this 1.5 hours, we crossed more than 700 were live, sir.
Yes, I saw the stats as well when I saw the program event, and saw brilliant. It's really wonderful. I think this augurs very well for the current cycle of learning. Especially in this cycle of learning, we have extended the time. We didn't want to force ourselves into the time constraint. So we are going after the quality, and we are going after the depth. And depending on the results, then probably the next version will have its own learning and modification. So this is a continuous process. It's not going to be a same thing every time. So I think it's a very good beginning overall. Congrats again to the entire team, Peter's team, entire team, Saravanan. Saravanan is a good show, brilliant show actually.
Thank you very much, sir.
It's very nice. Involving everybody is really a great idea. We really thank people who are really good.
Absolutely, sir. I feel like these participants, who came in, they had a lot of confidence to come here. Sometimes, you always have kind of a butterfly. I'm actually, like Srilekha said, because of this rain and everything, I've got a kind of a cold and flu and all. And sometimes, you not your 100%, and you have some jitters. And these girls came over and just walked through, and they did a wonderful job. So yeah, so this is all great, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Because team, I would all like to thank you for all the efforts you guys put. So I think without your support, we would not have reached 700 or 1,000 plus. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you for your support, Tanigai, Veena also from the back end. I would like to thank Tanigai, Veena, Saravanan as well, and the people who came to the show and did a wonderful job. Thank you so much. And also the DC Live team, the backup team, so like Bala and other DJs who helped us. So it's really great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shanmugh. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Shanmugh Raj. Thank you, Mani sir. Thank you, Tanigai.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Veena.
Good show. Bye.
Thank you, Sri Lekha as well. Bye bye, everyone.
Thank you. DJ should play really a very